Good morning, everyone, and this is your girl, Miss Rock. I just want to say good morning. I just want to say that thank you for just tuning in to my podcast. Excuse me this morning. I have a very bad cold. Well, actually, I'm just starting to get over it. But I felt like I had the need to come on here, to come on here and to speak my truth, and to also give you one of the best episodes that I feel like the people need right now, and also that probably something that's probably just was on their spirit and they just made me need confirmation. But before I just jump into that, I just want to say that my podcast is also connected to my YouTube, so you're actually getting two great things at once. So you can also listen, people can also listen on my podcast, and others can also listen on my YouTube, as well as vice versa. So don't forget to subscribe to or follow my podcast, or follow me on YouTube. www.youtube. My name is Miss Rock. Don't forget to hit that button right there on the right hand screen. As you're looking on my YouTube, you'll see it right there on the right hand side. So today's topic and a little conversation I want to talk about is for some of us to stop worrying about yesterday and start worrying about today. Sometimes people get it confused about, when they hear that saying. But for me, I took it like, I'm that type of a person, and you have people sometimes that, and everything, well, certain things work for different people. You can have some people who can really truly live by an organizer, which is within their daily planner, what I'm going to do from Monday through Sunday, 365 days a year. And they can stick to it. And then you have some people who just go off of a life. For me, when I say stop living by yesterday, start living for today, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. Whatever you do, you can say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. The universe doesn't work like that. And I think once we start to understand that some things are kind of like out of our control, which is meaning is whatever you plan for that day, that month, it's not going to go. So it doesn't need for you to stress over certain things, because it's just going to take place. The only thing that we have control over is our actions, our feelings, how we allow people to treat us, and how we treat others. So I feel like as long as you understand those key points that I said, then you will be okay. I'm sorry about the noise. I forgot to close my window, but it's kind of really actually good. And I just want all the kind of vibe person, the negative energy or the positive energy to be flowing. But let me get back to what I was saying. So, it's just a lot of things that's been going on, and I just wanted to kind of speak on, first and foremost, if anybody is dealing with any type of mental issues, any abuse issues, even if you're the person that's doing that, to look at your national hotline, your hotline within your community, and get help for you or get help for others. Maybe we can start working on certain demons that we have within ourselves, or even if you can identify with other people demons that they have within themselves, then people can actually start to get better or just get better within ourselves. And most importantly, I just want to say, because I hate when just one person overshadows everything that happens on a daily basis in everybody's community. If you want to go to another term, in everybody's hood, it's always something going on. There's always gun violence, abuse, or whatever. So I just ask that maybe more. And I have to give a shout out, because when certain things arise, And this is what I mean by stop worrying about yesterday, worry about today. And I have to give a lot of community leaders, go out to a lot of men, a lot of women who help either gender, just try to fight to be a better person within herself, or just a better community to just, work and just try to plant positive seeds so things can work out a little bit better. So, I just have to give a shout out to those who've been in the trenches, those who never stop, because sometimes people only know about certain things when it's on breaking news. If they see things on Channel 7, Channel 5, Channel 4, Channel 6, whatever major network that you see it on, then that topic arise. But you have people who've been doing that 24/7, so I have to give y'all applause. I'm clapping to you. My hat's off to you. I have to also give out a gentleman who I went to school with. His name is Raquel Edwards, but he's also known by Rock the Body. Him and a couple of other people from my neighborhood, they all got together. They got all this water together and they had sent it to Flint. A lot of people still be forgetting that these people they don't have water. The water is not really clean. It's not the way it needs to be. I feel like it's still not that way, but since they're not talking about it, people, it's like they're not doing nothing. But I have to give a shout out to people who are still there. People are still there making the calls and making it happen. So, that's why I have to say it. So I just say to certain people who might be trying to just get something together or organize whatever's going on, to just let it flow. Don't worry about anything. The universe will work it out. And just take care of whatever you need to take care of today. And once you wake up the next day, then you'll just tackle whatever you need to tackle tomorrow. Everything takes time. It takes time. It takes time. It takes time. It takes time. Everybody knows what happened. I don't really want to talk too much about that, because anything that I do, I always want to do it for truth, and I never want to do it for clout. But, I just really don't like how a lot of different entities, even people, bloggers, YouTubers, certain medias have been covering this story with this young man. I felt like they should at least wait it and let his family, grieve. So I'll just wait a while before I touch on that subject, because, I want people to know, even though I'm trying to break it within this field, maybe be able to do business with different organizations or different people. I don't mind talking about things, gossiping about things, maybe to a certain extent being messy, but at the end of the day, I want people to say, okay, Miss Rock, Angel, that's my name, she had respect and class about it. You could be a blogger, you could be a little bit messy or whatever, but, I always want my audience to know, or people who listen to me, that I have class. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is about 40 relationship tips that are actually bad advice, and I've been seeing this lately on Facebook, a lot of different platforms. Have you ever noticed when you be on Facebook or Twitter or whatever, you will see, oh girl, if your man don't fight for you or break stuff up, he don't love you. I think that's so retarded, and I think that's stupid, because for once, it's brainwashing my sisters. And I'm not saying because I'm I'm Native American, but anyway, that's a different story. My sisters, meaning Black, Indian, whatever race, do not listen to that. That is really terrible. So you have, I'm just going to read off what I have. Just have 8. It's nothing, just something small. Living together is a great way to test the waters for the future. I think that's BS, because, maybe either or, but I feel like when you get to that part, it's like when you're definitely like in a committed relationship, maybe turn on to like maybe engagement, maybe to go get married. I don't believe that somebody that's just knowing somebody should automatically move in, because for one, you really don't know what that person is, and you have a lot of people who don't know anything about self-worth. You have people who can identify within either or, which means partner, that don't have a good self-esteem, and you allow anybody to walk over you and to do you any type of a way. So I don't think that you should take those advice and play that out the heart. Play hard to get. Now, one thing that I respect about Steve Harvey is he had a good point about that. For us women, or men, or whatever, I think that is good to know your spouse. Maybe, 30, 60 days or whatever. Maybe 90 days, But it's basically good to know that person. And to me, how I feel now today in this era, you have to do a background check. People might think, oh, I'm crazy. Why would you do that? No, I'm not crazy. I really think that that's a really good suggestion. I think people should be doing background checks, because then you can know if this man if he's a rapist, first and foremost. Because if you really actually knew he was a rapist or whatever the situation may be, you wouldn't have him in your house around you, your nieces, or your kids. And a lot of women don't take that today and don't wonder why this man is sexually assaulting their daughter or their son. For two, you don't know if he's have abused people. And boy, that would have saved me a long time ago, because the guy I was dealing with, I didn't know he was beating up people. And if I would have known that, I would have never been his next victim and walking around looking terrible, feeling crazy, having my mother cry and feel some type of way, and my brothers wanting to do something, if I would have never took the time out to do one measly thing. And let me tell you something, everything that I'm saying to my audience, it's something that I have went through, something that I have mastered, and something that I have survived. So I'm not going to tell the world or anybody that's listening to me something that I haven't went through and conquered. Okay, never go to bed angry, which is good. That's good for a couple that's in a relationship a year or so on. And I believe if anybody that's in a relationship, let me tell you something. If you're in a relationship 6 months to a year, at that point, baby, you should know if this person is the one, first and foremost. You really should, because after 6 months to a year, it's like, okay, why am I going to keep going on if you're still doing the same thing? If you're, especially, let me tell you something, if somebody's hitting you, that's a no-no. They're going to keep doing it, they're not going to stop. But other than that, you should know if you want to spend your life with that person. Why? And I really dislike when people be with somebody for a long period of time, and then at the end you don't want to be. It's like time has wasted for yourself to progress and do the things that you want to do, just as an individual, a person that want to accomplish something. And then you have, if you fall out of love, I hate this because I see this a lot. Please, women and men, don't use another person. Don't go looking for that same person and the next person. That's not going to happen. They're not going to be like that. And I really think that women especially should not be doing that. And I think that a lot of women should basically take their time to get to know who they're involved with and be able to be comfortable within your skin. Most importantly, as I'm telling the younger women who I talk to, or even my children, is most important to know your self-worth. Because if you know your self-worth, you're going to know what you're going to deal with, what you're going to allow in your circle. And most importantly, to have some type of education, because love, all of that stuff can come later. Sometimes we can't help who we love, but you have to be careful, because some people use love as a tool. They will use it against you. So in this segment, I just hope, just between just you just taking it day by day with just things that you want to accomplish, things that you want to do, things that you're doing for your community, and even different relationships that you get in, to just be a little bit mindful and don't consider all of these memes and different people who are lost give you crazy advice that's going to have you stuck and that's still. So other than that, Sorry, it kind of goes fast, and I'll be like, wow, 15 minutes go fast. But other than that, I just hope that you'll like this segment. I'll come back maybe tomorrow.